Okay, so this is a mean value theorem question. This one's obviously mean value theorem because it tells us this in the question. Gives us a function. It says that the mean value theorem is satisfied at x equals 2 on some interval 1 to a, and we are supposed to figure out the value of a for that to be true. Riley, put your phone up. Okay, so if you're having trouble getting started, then the best thing that you can do is say, all right, mean value theorem says this. Instantaneous rate of change, which is derivative, is equal to average rate of change, which is slope formula. And then start to figure out what are these things that you know, what things you don't know, and then that's going to push us in the right direction to find A. So like f of 1, how do we go about finding that? Plug it into the function. So we get 2 plus 3 plus 5. So minus f of 1 is like minus 10. Okay with that? Okay. So the same way I did this, I went to the function and plugged 1 in everywhere there was an x. This means go to the function and everywhere there's an x, you plug in an a. So for this, we would have to do 2a squared plus 3a plus 5. And for the derivative, we should be able to do that quickly. That's just the power rule. All right, now one problem with my equation is I have two variables. I've got x's and a's in here. So I'm trying to solve for a. That's the whole point of the question. So how am I supposed to substitute in for x? Right, these are really only true when x equals 2. They did that part for us. So if I plug in a 2 here, this would be 8 plus 3, which would be 11. I'm going to combine the plus 5 and the minus 10. So I didn't really know that it was going to work out that way the first time I did it, but I wrote out the mean value theorem, started plugging in stuff that I had, started evaluating a little bit of it, and we're still not finished, but now we at least have an equation that just has an a in it. So if we solve this, we should have our answer. So I'm going to multiply both sides by a minus 1. That way there's no more fractions. This is a quadratic. When we solve quadratics, we want everything to be on one side equal to 0. So subtract the 11a's over, add the 11 over. Don't try to solve a quadratic if it's not set equal to 0. This is a no calculator question, which we would assume it is. It's either factors or quadratic formula. Should not be using quadratic formula often though. So probably factors. 2a times a gives us 2a squared. Two numbers that multiply to 6 could be a minus 6 and a minus 1. Y'all okay with why that factors to what I need? So the reason why this needs to be set equal to 0 is 0 is unique in this sense. If I can make this be 0, 0 times, I don't care what that is, becomes 0. Or if I can make this be 0, then I don't care what that is, because 0 times anything is 0. So 0 is unique in that sense. If this was equal to 7, you can't just set each factor equal to 7. Okay, so it looks like we get two answers, but this one actually only has one. So how do I know which one of these two to keep? Yep. Right, so look back at this domain they're telling us. They're saying start at 1, and so if you think A is 1, do you see how that wouldn't open up at all? You start and end at the same place? So that answer just doesn't make sense in the context of the question. We got to have something to look at so that x equals 2 could even be a solution to the mean value. So that's why a equals 3 only. Okay, anything more specific about this one while it's up?